Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. Well, did you take a look at the overnight trading? Unbelievable. Here, 1 second. Let's get this out of the way. Just a monster move higher. Relatively quiet, but just very, very strong move. The North American session closing down here around the 76.80 zone, give or take. And here we are opening up around 77.25. Wow. Big move higher. Like I said, a nice steady progression, not a whole lot of pullbacks or anything of that nature. A lot of volatility going into yesterday's close as well. This within the last hour of trading, a couple very big swings after a relatively quiet and sideways session yesterday. But the overnight big rally up. Now we are left with a huge gap below us. We'll see whether or not they try to keep going with that. I'm going to give them a few minutes. Again, I'm not a big fan of trading right out of the open. I like to let the market settle in a little bit first. Maybe give me a hint as to some sort of direction, but I have to say it's going to be difficult looking anywhere but up. All right, a little bit of a retest now of the current high. This might cause the market to pull back a little bit. You can see here on the Raptor, we've produced a number 2 signal to short. I don't know if I want to get involved with shorting into such a strong uptrend, but there you go. There is the signal. You could look to short below this level here, I suppose. Or if I get well, we did get a little bit of a second push opportunity back here. No, I'm going to wait. Once they breach this low, the buyers should push back a little bit, I think. Yeah, there they go. There's the pushback. It's a bit of a shame because had I entered at the hash mark, I would have hit my profit target at this point. All right, so here we have another signal developing. This is essentially a very, very long, drawn out second push of this number 2 signal. Get my exit order out of the way. All right, let's see what they got. Now, I would have been better using a second push that had 2 bullish bars. This fairly risky move on my part. It's early. We don't really have a trend yet. That opening gap is calling to me, though. If we can take out this low, I will bring my stops in a little bit. Not liking the hesitation. Trying to be patient. Well, they're either building up for a big move here or they're going to reverse on me. So I'm going to, since I'm already short, I'll go with plan A and assume they're building for a bigger move lower. A little bit of a pushback now from the hard edge or near the hard edge. Come on, you guys and girls. I'll draw a trend line there to hold them down. There we go. All right. This may prove to be too soon, but there we go. Break even. If we ride out this swing, there's actually a pretty good chance that this move may have some giddy up go. And okay, they're trying. We'll extend this trend line here to hold them back. See, what's trade forecaster say? Ooh, we are in trend mode, but scalp mode, hot on the heels, so anticipate more volatility. All right, I have hit my high probability profit objective if I were smart enough to take it. A little bit of action now on this secondary resistance zone. And I'm going to start to trail a little more aggressively now. Oh, come on, don't stop.
Order filled.
Nuts.
Order canceled.
So close. All right, well, things trying to get a little bit more bullish off of this hard edge. There's a little bit of a pullback, and if the new trend develops lower, well, then we're going to get a number one signal producing, but not quite the follow through I was hoping for, but still a half decent trade, especially for an early trade. All right, a bit of a reaction there. It was certainly a little bit more bullishness coming back into the market at this point. And here now the Falcon with a trend change signal. All right, so oops, wrong button. Let's get here to the chart trader and close that out. All right, here we go. Let me get this trade in place. I can't talk and trade at the same time, which seems rather apparent. The overall trend is up, right? We had that big move through the overnight. We had a little bit of a reset here to start, but the big trend still seems to be up, so I can't ignore any bullish signals that are coming my way. And this, your basic trend change signal. And we'll see whether the buyers are ready to step up or if in fact the market's going to continue the other way. Okay, we're getting a little out of sync here now. Our Bollinger Band's actually turning kind of bearish. I will leave the trade in play because if it turns, it will come back and everything will turn bullish again. But if they don't do that soon, I'm going to have to reconsider. All right, well, the trend change signal actually spoiled here now on the Falcon, so I should cancel that. We are going to produce we should produce a number one signal here on the Raptor. And we have a hard edge bounce here on the Eagle. So we do have some bullishness showing up. In fact, I may take the Eagle signal here. All right, I'm just getting on board because I don't want the Eagle to run away from me too far. Ideally, a second push opportunity is the way to go, but I would prefer the better entry price at this point, seeing how the hash mark was actually back here. Now they're pushing back again. Doggone it. It looks like I am going to get that second push opportunity after all. Things were looking so promising here this morning. I thought we were going to see some follow through. Maybe a little more momentum. But not to be, not so far. Okay, definitely have to see some buying come back into the market, and pretty quick too. I think we're seeing a bit of a trend line retest. Nope. Not a whole lot of cooperation here.
Order canceled.
All right, well. Going to have to wait this out a little bit longer. Like I said, I thought given the overnight, we would actually see some more follow through here this morning, but not to be. Yeah, it looks like the seller's not finished yet. We'll see if this develops into a little bit of a sideways range. We could bracket it like so. This now can be the breakout. And if I get a couple of bullish bars, ideally a couple of bullish bars, I can throw my just in case order to sell down there. Tony, nice to see you again. Yeah, you know what we've been doing, Tony, on Fridays? We've been doing what I call Rabbit Hole Friday. And we've been introducing, playing with different indicators, different tools. This is the Bollinger Band Suite from Indicator Warehouse. I liked it so much, I left it on my chart. Paul is asking, is it possible to pick up the Falcon only? Yes, it is. Send me an email, and I have to put together a special link for you. there's my email address, eric@indicatorwarehouse.com. Well, what do we think? Is there going to be some follow through? Here's actually a trend change signal now on the Eagle. Trend change signal here on the Falcon. Surprised the Raptor hasn't given us a number one signal to short. All right, Mr. Eagle.
Order pending.
So looking now at this basic trend change signal, I was holding out for a little bit better looking retest, but we don't have it. Again, given the overnight bullishness, this is technically a counter trend trade. I would be better off waiting for a buying opportunity. Joe says, watch out for the whole zone around 7,700 going where 76.92 to 77.08. Yeah, that's a bit of a broad zone, but there's definitely some activity through there. That's going to fill the gap if we head lower from here. All right, because this is the Eagle and we're talking a few more dollars per tick, I'm going to start rolling. I'm going to roll above any bar that has a little bit of a wick to it. And as we get closer now to the profit target, I'm going to start to squeeze.
Order filled.
Hooray.
Order canceled.
Well, that'll pretty much put me back at even on the morning after my earlier failed attempt. All right, so if I were, I should have held on a little bit longer. Look at that. Nice. Definitely some bearishness to contend with. They've pretty much offset that early rally. Not quite, but pretty darn close. The market leaving off around the 76.80 area yesterday, and here's the overnight rally. And now we're already trading around 76.90, 76.87. So consider that gap filled. And this, of course, is where the buyers stepped up before. So we'll see if they can do it again. But right now, look at them go. Just falling right out of bed. Okay, a little bit of a pushback. We did manage to make it all the way down here to the secondary support zone, which is rather impressive. Well, a little bullishness creeping in, as would be expected, because, like I said, this is where the buyers picked it up in the overnight. You know they're going to try to push back here a little bit. Yeah, Mark says, don't you just love a parabolic free fall? Wow. Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is. It's just crazy. Crazy move lower. But like I said, I would not rule out a pushback here of sorts. The Bollinger Suite already a little bit more bullish, and I would be open to a number 2 signal here on the Raptor, and you can see the Falcon already producing a trend change signal. Or in the midst of producing a trend change signal. All right, here now the retest. Ooh. Is the bottom gonna fall out again? maybe I should have my just in case order to sell there. You see, I've got here, let's throw the order in and then I'll talk.
Order.
So this is just a follow-up signal. It's not close enough to be a hard edge bounce or anything of that nature. We have the comparable signal here on the Eagle. It's just your with trend signal. If we come back now and we produce a buy signal, there it is. That's going to be our number 2 signal. And I'll manually enter an order here.
Order pending.
It did not print as a number 2 signal here on the Raptor because there's probably too many bars from low to low, but that's what it is. It is a number 2 signal. So now we have the market in a bit of a fix. Let's see if I were to guesstimate. Oh yeah, see, I was going to say the secondary, or pardon me, the primary resistance line is probably sitting somewhere near a 50% level, and sure enough, there it is. So we could use that zone as a profit target.
Order pending.
And actually, if the bottom falls out, well, we should move 2 zones. That would put a profit target down here.
Order pending.
All right, another bullish signal. Again, we're a little far removed from the test of the extreme to print as a number 2, but that's what it is, a number 2 signal.
Order filled.
All right.
Order canceled.
I'll cancel the short side of the trade and use the what would have been my entry order now as my stop loss. Let's see if we can't get a little something going here. The hard edge, of course, going to be an obstacle. Well, the median line, the first obstacle. Come on. They're trying. Still stuck on that darn median line. I'll adjust my stop here slightly. The hesitation, it's a little annoying to say the least. Wow. Again, the lack of follow through, impressive. No, doggone it. Just can't seem to get the follow through going. This now turning into a hard edge bounce, which is most unfortunate. I'm wondering whether the holiday long weekend is throwing a wrench into trading already. I know it will tomorrow. Roll stops up slightly. Okay, kissing the hard edge here. Let's see if we can get a little traction. Isn't trading exciting? All right, time to push the trade a little bit, take it up to break even. Come on, almost there.
Order filled.
Whew, that was hard work.
Order canceled.
Okay, well, we made it. Tony, yeah, Tony's asking about the trade calculator here. The trade calculator is different from the trade manager. The trade manager, we have not been able to migrate into Ninja 8. Now, just a word for those of you who are still using Ninja 7, there is absolutely nothing wrong with Ninja 7. In fact, if it wasn't for everybody asking me to, well, how come you're not using Ninja 8? How come you're not using Ninja 8? I would probably still be using Ninja 7. It's still supported, it still works. All the software works on Ninja 7, but Ninja 8 is the standard for NinjaTrader now, and since our software deals mostly on the, or entirely on the Ninja platform, I felt that it was time to move to Ninja 8. Unfortunately, Trade Manager does not migrate to Ninja 8. So in its place, we offer the Trade Calculator. Now, the Trade Calculator still has the same risk component attached to it. So we're not abandoning the don't risk more than you can afford to lose philosophy. That is still paramount. It's just a slightly different setup, the way that we establish it. So right now, the trade calculator has got my risk capped at 2.5% of my capital. So you can see, given this trade, using a single contract, it would actually put my risk at $170. So I could even back that off a little bit. I could also go to just a fixed size, and I can adjust the size of my positions by rolling my mouse. I also have various stop strategies to choose from. By default, it goes to the ATR strategy. So the ATR, setting my risk right now. I can also, if I wanted to, I could plot an indicator on my chart. So let's say I wanted to use, what can we plot on here quickly? Here, a double exponential moving average. And let's say we'll set it at, I want to set it at 100. Okay, so here now, that yellow line, my double exponential moving average. I can hold my shift key and click on that, and now that becomes my stop loss. So if I look to buy, my stop loss will be wherever my double exponential moving average is. I can also scroll through here. I can use stop orders, limit orders, or market orders. And same thing on the sell side, just by hovering over the tab and scrolling through it, I can sell on a limit or market or stop order. The only thing the trade calculator does not do versus the trade manager is it will not automatically roll your stops for you, but it still calculates the correct position size based on your risk amount. It allows you maybe even a little bit more flexibility as far as stop losses go, because we can select from an indicator. We can select a horizontal line if we want to plot a horizontal line on our chart, like just a regular F6 horizontal line, it will default to that. If I select that, I can also just use a regular tick amount as my stop loss. And here too, I can scroll through it and I can make it higher or lower, whatever the case may be. So actually a lot going on in this tiny little tab that we have here. And of course, you can move it all around your chart wherever it's handy or out of the way. Trade Manager, it's still on the books to have it migrated into Ninja 8, but honestly, folks, Anthony's been working on it for a year. I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope. And I'm not a programmer. I don't know the challenges. There's something about it being a strategy versus an indicator. Again, that kind of stuff is beyond me, but that's what they tell me. And speaking to others in the biz, we're not the only ones struggling with that type of thing. But other than that, I know you've been away for a little while, Tony. Other than that, it's pretty much the status quo. I do try to focus on the higher probability signals. Before, I was a little bit more, hey, let's look at this, and I'll show you this, and I'll show you that. But I do try to focus more on the high probability stuff, because I know there's a lot of folks, or maybe not a lot, but a few folks piggybacking my trades. Okay, well, we caught that bullish pushback. It actually ended up going 2 zones. I got out here at the resistance zone, but could have held on for the second one. Now what I would anticipate is, again, a little bit of a pullback, a proper number one signal to develop here if you're following the Raptor. Maybe a macro pullback here on the Hawk, a trend change signal here on the Eagle. Well, here we are in waiting mode again. Yeah, Tony asks, is Ben still with you? Yes, sir, he is still here. Got him chained in the basement next to his computer. All right, well, here now the number one signal. I was really hoping for more of a pullback. I don't know, is that all we're going to get? I feel a little better about taking it if the Bollingers were in sync here, but they're not. Well, I really don't want to buy back in until I get a decent pullback. The problem is not the direction at this point. I think the buyers have made a pretty decent stand. The problem is stop placement. Yes, I could just use the trade calculator here and let my stop fall where it will, but that might be a little bit cozy. Ideally, I should have the stop two swings back. Well, there's swing one, here's swing two. All right, here now the little bit more of a pullback. Just waiting for a decent setup. That's all, we're in a holding pattern right now. That's all we can do. Well, maybe I was waiting too long. A little bit of an uptick there, but I'm hoping for a pullback. All right, a number two signal now. Probably a move back here to the hard edge where we could anticipate a bounce. Lots of waiting going on lately. Market really, really slow. Well, that number 2 signal, if you wanted to pick up a couple of dollars, you could have, I guess, tried to take it back here to the hard edge. Okay, here we are, close to the hard edge. It's one thing, when you're trading by yourself and the market is slow like this, you go grab a coffee and come back, see if it's done anything. But when you've got a trading room, people aren't usually very impressed when they see this kind of stuff. But hey, part of trading is learning to take what the market is giving. That's all you can do. Well, it seems they're really taking their time, so maybe we'll close up the room here just a little bit earlier. I don't think we're going to miss out on too much. If you are going to continue trading today, now that we're back here to the hard edge, I think you could anticipate a little bit of a bullish reaction, but things have gotten really, really quiet. I don't know. But at this point, I think I would still be looking for an opportunity to buy. The problem, again, stop placement. This would be swing one. Swing two still has us way down here somewhere. So any stop that's tighter than this is going to be within striking range. So be careful. All right, gang. I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye for now.